The process we use is it's a three-step process: deconstruct, transform, and reconstruct. So the first step is to deconstruct the existing application. So you take your existing application and we're wrapping it at the presentation. We're putting a container around it at the presentation layer. And that's really important, right? Because by using the presentation layer, so the user interface of the application, we are accessing the application in exactly the same way a user would. And that means we don't need any direct API access. We don't need source code. We get all of the error checking and integrations that you've built into the front end of the application come out of the box. So the deconstruct part, you take a container, you put a container around your existing application, and then you choose the components of the application that you want to use in your mobile app. So maybe you're using all of the components in your mobile app, but more likely you're picking and choosing, right? I want a few elements from this screen, I want a few elements from that screen, and I'm taking those pieces and deconstructing. The next step is to transform. So when you transform the app, what you're doing is you're using the data from the original application, but you're building a completely new mobile user interface for that application. And we do that using our Smart UX Studio, which is a drag and drop WYSIWYG builder that lets you connect up the elements of that of your user interface to those existing applications. And so in that step, you're creating this user interface. The last step is what we call reconstruct. And reconstruct happens on the mobile device in a native application. So our process generates a full native IPA or APK file based on Cordova that uses the output of the transformation process and renders it locally on the device. Once you've done that, you have full control over what the application's user experience is, and then we can start doing some of the really cool stuff. So we can really start making the application smarter. Right? We can add new features that weren't available in the original application. Things like Touch ID, things like geolocation, things like using the camera to take pictures and upload files. You can start adding all of these smart features to the application. You can start changing how the application works while still falling back on the original application, while still going back to your existing databases with your existing integrations and all of that. And in terms of what can you build? Can you build entire applications? The answer is yes, and this comes back to the power of our platform and the extensibility of our platform. Again, you can build applications that are fully dependent on an original application. You can build applications that are fully new, fully from scratch, and you can build applications that are some combination. And so what we find is in most cases, people are doing the combination. So they'll start with an existing application, they'll start transforming it, they'll grab some pieces of it, and then they'll decide they want to add some new functionality, some new workflow that's specific to mobile, or that's just something they've always wanted to add and couldn't because they were waiting for a vendor or something like that. And so we're able to, using our process, we are able to build those kind of features, and we are able to extend the application in a way that's very natural and very, very simple.